Hi, everybody. Welcome to Attack with LarryC. I'm your host, Larry Christiansen. I'm going to continue show off one of Walter Browne's better attacking games, one of his great games, actually. Game I managed to see in person back from 1978, the height of his playing strength. But before that, a really remarkable attacking specimen here from the really a wizard of bamboozling and attacking prowess. This is Alexander Shabalov, and he's facing off against Grigori Serper, a very solid, well-regarded player, especially with the white pieces. He won some very nice games himself. No stranger to Attack with LarryC. Let's look at his position. This is from the U.S. Championship 2000. Serper white, Shabalov black. First of all, let's talk about the position. Pawn count. White has all 8 pawns. Black has only 5. So white's 3 pawns up, but black has 2 pieces for a rook. And it looks like he's actually, as typical of Shabalov, he's positioned his forces on their optimal squares. I mean, at least for aggressive purposes. But it looks like White's position is rock solid. How can Black can get anything going here? The H2 is well covered. Bishop's exposed. E4 is well protected. So is C4. The rook on D3 seems well placed. It seems only a matter of time. Black will start retreating. White will consolidate and turn his material advantage of rook and 3 against 2 minors to his benefit. So let's see what happened in the game. Well, Shabalov retreated. Okay. And now Serper comes up with a plan of running with his king to the king side, Petrosian-like, with king f1. Now this is like waving a red cape to the charging bull Alexander Shabalov. What does he do? He plays rook g5, a strange-looking move. Looks like he's biting on granite with rook g5, which he is. But one of his ideas here is to drop a knight in onto f4 or to provoke a move like f3. White's current formation is just so super solid. Black's not going to get anywhere with this, but he wants to provoke a weakness in White's position and then exploit it. Let's see what Serper played here. Queen f3. Shabalov comes up with a threat. He's trying to provoke h3, he's trying to force White to retreat, actually. King g2. And now knight f5, typical Shabalov. Always alert to his opportunities. And the knight is ready to pounce to a fine square in d4, and also now White must be aware of ideas like knight h4 check. And what happens on pawn takes knight? Well, then rook takes f5, Black's going to crash down on f2. And with decisive material gain. What should White do here? Well, he actually does have a complete refutation to knight f5, but one very difficult to see. And one would, even if you saw it, you'd have to be very brave to play it. The refutation is h4. Now what happens on h4? Knight takes h4 check. Well, after g takes h4, Black has numerous discovered checks with a knight, but they simply don't quite work. Knight e3 check, double check, for instance. White brings the king up to h3 and simply